Okay, so I thought we'd do a little catch up on the projects that are on the bench and what I'm working on. So I'll slide this around here a little bit. And I'm still working on the Chevy truck, just messing around with the body, nothing major. I have a 3D engine on the way. So when that arrives, as I said before, I'll work that out on fitting that into the chassis, making any modifications that I need to make so that it fits with everything else. And then once I know it fits, then I'm going to paint and finish up the chassis. Nothing, I'm not going to change anything very much on it unless I have to. So um, it should be fine. But it's a big black Chevy, I believe. So I don't see any problem with it unless the oil pan doesn't clear the front axle or something like that. Because this is an unusual, this is that Revell street machine truck, and it has like a straight axle in the front, which normally a Chevy truck two-wheel drive would have upper and lower control arms. So it's a little odd, just a matter of whether the pan is gonna go around all that. That's the only issue I can think of. Other than that, of course, there'll be an engine mount somewhere, and which normally would be here, but I may have to move that, of course, and then modify the drive shaft. Those are minor things, so I don't see any problem with that. And then I'm working on the 32 Ford for the rock and roll, Woody's rock and roll group build. And I got the chassis painted. This is going from the Brian Seltzer song, Switchblade 327. So, which is the car described to me in my mind, as a basic hot rod, where the owner spent all his money on the engine. He's a rough and tumble guy, so he spent his money on the engine. He's not too concerned about getting chrome parts all over his car or anything like that. He's more interested in winning the races. So I did flat black on the chassis for now. A lot of the parts, some are flat chassis. The flat black, the suspension parts, which were chromed, I de-chromed them all. And then I painted them gloss black, because I just can't see that he would spend extra money on a part just because it's chrome, because he's not trying to make it pretty. He's trying to make the car win races. So I would think that he would just simply paint them gloss black, and that would be the end of it. So this is the engine. I swapped out the valve covers. It came with chrome valve covers, but these are an old style one that just says Chevrolet on the top. Again, why would he spend money on chrome when it already has Chevrolet valve covers on it? So I'm going to paint this silver and tone that down. It shouldn't be chrome. I should have de-chromed it, but I forgot. Just your average auto parts store black oil filter, and of course the starter, and then we're gonna do an intake or something like that on there, and then keep going on that. So these are all the parts. Here's the front axle, and that's been painted gloss black. Let's see if we get it in focus or not. So here is the body. The body is drying or gassing out or whatever you want to call it. So turn this up a little bit. Sorry. Back it up. So this is the body. And right now I'm just letting it dry. This paint that I used literally takes about 3 days to at least not be wet. I mean, it's really good paint, but it just that's just the way it works. So I like to let it sit for a week or so, just to make sure if I handle it, I don't get any fingerprints or anything on it. And I've had good luck with this paint, which is silly because it's not a model paint at all. This is the paint. I get this at Lowe's, and I don't know what secret ingredient is in this can, but this stuff is abnormally glossy. I mean, like I say, it takes a long time to dry, but holy cow, is it glossy. You just don't want to put it on too heavy. You just got to take your time, put it in even, a couple of coats, and it'll be all right. Just don't get crazy with it because it'll just go on too thick. That's just the way it comes out of the can. It's just an old-fashioned round spring nozzle. But wow, I've been using this for years, and for some reason I don't know why it's just super shiny. There must be a lot of gloss in the can, and I've always had good luck with it. So, and you can see here. I mean, you might be able to see this depending on how close the camera will let me get to it when it focuses, but you can see that it's very, very glossy. There's no clear on this. It comes like this right out of the can. You're wasting your time putting clear on it because it's already super shiny. And I didn't sand it down. I didn't do nothing. I just shot it on there, and that was it. So all these parts are gloss as far as the suspension parts. And I still have other parts to do and everything, but right now, since I'm waiting for all these parts to finalize drying, I haven't really done much there. I'm thinking about I might order some 3D seats. I found some couple different choices of cool bucket seats on eBay, and that might fit the theme of this hot rod. So I thought I might switch that out. Other than that, I'm not sure that I'll do necessarily any big modifications, but I think it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying putting it together because I'm building with a concept in mind. So it's coming out good. The other one that I'm working on, of course, is a BMW. And this is a BMW. This is a Fujimi kit. And I think I don't have the box in front of me. Oh, here it is. If you didn't see it from a previous video, that's this one right here. So, yeah, it's a Fujimi kit. So I already painted the body, and then the next thing I had to do is, of course, I took the lines off of it. This was molded in white, so all I did was simply paint it with Tamiya white, gloss white right over it, and it comes out that paint. Some Tamiya paints, when they come out of the can, they're really, really shiny, really glossy, and some of them are not. I don't know why. I don't know what their criteria is for that, but their white comes out pretty shiny. So I normally on a car that's molded in white, as long as I don't have to use any putty, and I don't have crazy mold lines that have to be all sanded out and everything, because once you sand it and everything, you want to use some primer to fill any of the scratches or whatever, if there are any. Otherwise, you got to just keep working it down. But just in case, you put the primer on it and then you paint it the color you want. But in this case, the mold lines were very light, easy to remove. It's molded in white, so I just shoot the paint right over the plastic. I don't even bother with primer. I don't see any reason to waste my money buying primer to do that. It's already molded in white. So anyway, this is already painted, and it's ready to go. And the bottom part has been painted flat black. Other parts have been painted, mostly flat black or semi-gloss black. And that's what a lot of those parts are going to be, plus silvers. And then I started working on the rotors. The very first step in the directions is the front brake system, and then it moves on into the suspension, because there is no engine, it's a curbside. So that's what I'm working on now. Since this car has photo etch parts, it comes with a booklet that tells you about the photo etch parts. Now this one here is exactly like what you're getting in the photo etch, except that, let's see if I got it handy right here. But both of these rotors are like drilled out, which is normal for a race car. And my eyesight's not good enough to put all those zillion holes all the way around like that, so that's not going to happen. So, but here they are the way they are, and for some reason, I don't know why they didn't really put those holes in there. It has these, markings on one side, which I will probably use. I'm not sure yet because I'm not clear on how it's going to fit. I haven't got that far. So, but no, those are cool. So I just have to use this sheet, which is an extra sheet, because the directions don't mention, the regular directions don't mention the photo etch parts at all. So this is all you have to go by. There's no real text on it except up here at the top, which of course would be in Japanese. But I think the illustrations are pretty good enough to where you should be able to figure it out. So far, it looks pretty clear. So I'm happy with that. So it's going to take a little progress. I'm not really working very fast on it. It's one of those kits where it's not like your regular Ford, Chevy, Dodge where you know all the parts already go and you probably don't even have to look at the directions. This car has got some weird parts here and there to make it what it is. So I'm just taking it a little bit at a time on that. The interior was molded in black. I don't understand that because all the pictures I looked at online, the interiors were painted white. So I was really a little peeved at that. I just don't understand that. But so I had to use several coats of white primer, of course, and then I've got a couple coats of Tamiya white on it, but it's still not light enough the way it should be. But I'm hoping that by the time I put the roll cage in there and the dash, I may try to put some wires in here. I've looked at a bunch of diagrams and photos online, and there's wires running from these boxes and this equipment from different things. So I may try to do some of that to give it some interest, but it just depends on, there's not a lot of room in here, but I'm hoping that those will add enough interest to where we're not looking at, the white so much. There'll be other things for your eyeball to look at. So, but I'm looking forward to detailing it out. I think that'll be fun. I think I'll enjoy it, trying to figure it out and doing my thing with it. So that's it's like a mini project in this project. So I got these the other day. I saw somebody online use these. And these are God hand tools, and they were using these to take mold lines off of models, or just to polish paint, I think, in certain areas. But I thought they were pretty cool, and they look like they would be handy, and they're bendable. And I don't know how long they're going to last. Was my only thing about ever buying something like this is, how long do they last? Do they last, a couple of models, or did they last a couple of years? I mean, I wasn't sure. So I can show you this is how they were packaged. They came in this package like that. So it's a product that's made in Japan, which is great. So they should be high quality, I'm sure. But that's what they look like. If anybody's ever seen those or used those, I'm going to try them out. They weren't that much money. So, and that's about it. I haven't been doing much of anything else, just trying to concentrate on these cars as usual, waiting for paint to dry. And I believe that's going to be it. It's just like today. Today we're getting a little bit of rain. And right now the humidity is horrendous. I mean, I'm sweating I'm in my garage, of course. That's where I build my models. But I mean, I'm sweating just sitting here. I turned the fan off so I could make a video. But it's just sitting here. It feels like you almost jumped into a swimming pool and jumped out because the humidity is so high. So there won't be any painting today. So that's where the update. That's where we're at on my workbench here. I've got 3 projects going on. Actually 4 if you include the boat, but I'm not going to show you a picture of that because I've only got a couple things painted and it's really nothing to look at because it's going slow. I wouldn't be surprised if that ship takes a year to build, and I've done that before. There are models that I have that I've taken a year to build, so I'm not worried about it. It's complicated to paint. But yeah, that's where we're at on the bench. So I think I'm done here, And I appreciate everybody subscribing and leaving remarks and comments and giving me the big thumbs up on those. Everything, I mean, everybody has been so helpful. I've only been online for a short time, and everybody seems to be, really cool about everything, and great bunch of modelers, and everybody's building some really cool stuff. I mean, I signed up. I did so many subscriptions, but every day people are up posting new videos, and every time you go to look at one, you watch it. Somebody's building something amazing, and you're getting one or two tips at a minimum when you're watching it. You're learning. Even though I've been modeling since I was 8 and I'm 62, I mean, I learned something new on every video. So it's just a lot of fun to catch up on what people are doing, but also to see what they're building. And there's some fantastic modelers out there. And I'll never be one of those, but that's fine. I have no problem. I'm just doing my own thing, and I'm having fun. So that's the whole point. So we will catch you on the next video, and thanks for all your help. And that's it. See you later.